What's up, Duelists? MD here, and today I have a box of Pendulum Evolution to open up for you guys. Now, this is actually a really interesting subset because it's basically a reprint set of all the Pendulum Magician cards, but this is also where all the really powerful ones come from, like Astrograph, Time Star. I forgot his name for a second, that's why I started there, sorry. And just like all the stuff that makes Pendulum's tier 1 are in this box, and there's no short prints of everything, so you literally buy one box and you get pretty much the whole deck. Like maybe one or two cards you might need to complete your deck, and I'm talking main and at least half of your extra deck too. So this is a really good set, and like I said, one box will do it, and the boxes aren't even expensive either. They're like maybe 40 bucks the most. I actually only paid 37 for mine online, so it's definitely very cheap. And overall, just great box to get. Especially with the fact that coming up in February, we're getting that Metaphos Link monster. That's supposed to really boost this deck up like crazy. Alright. So let's get started. Put that there. Alright, so how this works is you start off here with two Ultras. These are the original cards that aren't reprints. So we got White Wing and Harmonizing, very awesome. We also have Divine Zephyr Strike, have Dragon Pulse Magician, and Noble Dragon Magician. So there are two Ultras and the rest are Supers. So really cool there. All the cards in this set look pretty. And that's what we want as Yu-Gi-Oh players, right? To have pretty shiny cards. Alright, so our Ultras are going to be Star Pendulum Graph and Time Pendulum Graph. Very nice. And we have Hypnus Sister, Stellar Knight Zephyr Thurbin, and Zephyr Divine Strike. We have Black Fang Magician and Chronograph Sorcerer. Not too bad. We also have Hypnus Sister, Enlightenment Paladin, and Sephraxi Treasure the Yang Zing. So it's not just Pendulum Magician stuff that's in here, there's like a lot of Pendulum cards in general. And ooh, our first Astrograph Sorcerer, real nice. And Time Star, wow, both in the same pack, go figure. So we have Echo Oscillation, Metaphos Adamante, and Zephranu Secret of Yang Zing. So Metaphos included, I almost forgot to mention there's some Metaphos reprints in here too. And get out. Get out, 2 Astrograph in a row, are you serious? First double Iris, very nice. Amazing Pendulum, Oddeyes Absolute Dragon. Ooh, and Perform by Skullcrobat Joker. Very nice indeed. Alright, next up here we have Double Iris Magician and Purple Poison as our Ultras. Now our Supers are going to be Noble Dragon, Lecter Pendulum Draco Overlord, and Master Pendulum the Draco Slayer. Alright. So we start here with Time Pendulum Graph and Time Star as our Ultras. And for our Supers, we also... Oh, I almost forgot about the Cleaforts too. Like, so basically almost all of the major Pendulum decks are reprints in here. So that's really cool. So we have Cleafort Monolith, got Draco Overlord Lecter, and Oracle of Zephyra. Alright, so we have Time Star Magician and White Wing Magician, along with Oddeyes Vortex, Lightning Paladin, and Dragon's Mirror. Alright, so quickly, let me just show you guys of the ratios you get from just one box. Because these are, I'm going to put out the cards you need for the Pendulum Magician deck. Yeah, sorry, just give me a second here. Because, I just want you guys to see the fact that there really aren't any short prints here. And I think we're not even halfway through our box yet. I'm going to put aside Chronograph because Chronograph hasn't really played in the Pendulum decks. But so far we have 2 Astrograph, 2 Time Pendulum Graph. Matter of fact, I'm going to have these in their own separate stack. 2 White Wing. Honestly, even though this isn't in the Pendulum Magician version, I like to play the Zarka version, and the Zarka version does require 2 of these, so that's why White Wing's in there. We already have our playset of Time Star Magician. We have 2 Double Iris. We have 1 Purple Poison, 1 Black Fang, 1 Harmonizing, and 1 Star Pendulum Graph. So I'm going to make my own stack for these here. like I said, just to show you guys how one box will do the trick. And as I said before, it's a cheap box too, so if you're new into Yu-Gi-Oh! And want to play a competitive deck, this would be highly what I recommend for you. Alright, so we have Star Pendulum Graph and Chronograph Sorcerer, along with Zefruni, the Secret of Yang Zing, Metalfoes Counter, and Pendulum Call. You know what? I'm going to put aside these two, like Pendulum Call, and where was it? Skulkerbat. So is there anything else among those? No. Alright, so I'll put aside the Pendulum Calls and Skulkerbat Jokers, which, if memory serves me right from the last Pendulum Evolution box I opened, those were the only two cards I did not pull a playset of, and I just pulled two of those. But still, that's really good. And luckily, those two cards, especially Joker, Joker's been reprinted so many times, so if you don't get a playset of Joker from the box, you don't have to worry about it. You can find Jokers in a lot of places. So we have Time Pendulum Graph, Harmonizing Magician. We also have Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, Oath Dragon Magician, and Rescue Hamster. I'll put Oath Dragon in the pile, because Oath Dragon, maybe not as a 3 of anymore, but Oath Dragon is still most certainly played in the decks. Alright, so we have Time Pendulum Graph and Black Fang Magician. So our Ultras, along with Satellar Knights of Friction, Ritual Beast Tamer, and Metalfoes or Calcic. Alright, final pack for our first half. We have Time Star Magician with Chronograph Sorcerer. We also have Ritual Beast Tamer, Zephyr Wendy, Stargazer Magician, and Odd Eyes Fusion. Alright, that does it for the first half of this box. Now we get into our second half. So we have White Wing Magician and Purple Poison. Alright, we also have Cleafort Scout, Fault Cannon, and Doomstar Magician. Whoops, dropping packs here. Alright, there he is. Astrograph Sorcerer number 3, Black Fang Magician, along with Metalfoes Crimson Knight, Time Gazer Magician, and Pendulum Shift. Alright, that one might be a little bit tougher. Alright, so we have Chronograph Sorcerer and Time Star Magician. We also have Echo Oscillation, Odd Eyes Fusion, and Pendulum Reborn. Alright, so we have White Wing Magician and Time Pendulum Graph, and along with our second Skulkerbat Joker, Doomstar Magician, and Dharma Eye Magician. Alright, so Purple Poison, and wow. I think it's the first time I don't even think I pulled 4 Astrograph out of my last box. That's pretty cool. Alright, so Metalfoes Crimson Knight, Pendulum Storm, and Time Gazer Magician. Yeah, I don't think I pulled 4 Astrograph last time, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so we have Star Pendulum Graph and Chronograph Sorcerer, along with Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Guiding Ariadne, and Folk's Cannon. Pretty cool card to pull, especially with the Counter Fairy Link structure deck. No, not Links. The Counter Fairy structure deck, which should be coming out soon, or by the time this gets up, because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to be able to put this up. It might already be out by the time this gets posted. So definitely a pretty version of Guiding Ariadne to have for those of you who want to build a Counter Fairy deck. So we have Time Pendulum Graph and Star Pendulum Graph, along with Tuning Magician, Guiding Ariadne, and Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. Alright, so we have Black Fang and Purple Poison, along with Metalfoes or Calcic, Oracle Zephyra, and Pendulum Call. Alright, Star Pendulum Graph, Black Fang are our 2 Ultras, along with Magical Abductor, which used to be a very good card. I mean, it's not that it's not a good card, it's just kind of not needed anymore with how much support Pendulum Magicians have now. Dragon Pit Magician and Oath Dragon Magician. Like I said, I'll put Oath Dragon aside, because he is still kind of used. And Dragon Pit's kind of optional. He's not a bad one to play, but there are certainly better options to play now. Alright, so we have Harmonizing and Time Pendulum Graph, along with Zefroxy, Treasure the Yang Zing, Sever Divine Strike, and oh wow, two Treasure the Yang Zing in one pack. Not bad. Man, wish I'd get that kind of luck with Pendulum Calls. Alright, so we have White Wing Magician and Time Star Magician, along with Pendulum Shift, Dragon Pit, and Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. I think that's the first one I've seen too. And final pack here. Let's see how he finishes. Oh my goodness. 5 Astrograph. I know for a fact my last box I did not get 5. That is pretty amazing. Astrograph, Double Iris, Skullcrabat Joker, Hypnosister, and Enlightenment Paladin. Alright, so I'm just going to show you guys quickly just how many copies of all these cards you get within this one booster box, which, once again, keep in mind, this is not an expensive box at all. Like, I kid you not, like, I paid less than $40 for this entire box. And look at everything I've gotten. And, like, this is one of the top decks, too. Like, this isn't even, like, a good budget rogue deck. It's one of the best decks in the format right now. And everything's just so easy to get. Tell you, like, this is easily one of the best sets they've made of the year. I will definitely got a hand to Konami on this one. They knew exactly they knew exactly that we can't always be dropping Lord knows how much money into the game for all these meta decks out there. So it's really good that they came out with a set that not only has no short prints in it, but is also housing a deck to one of the top decks in the format. And with the set coming out in February, this is only going to get better. Alright, so let's start off here with this. You have 5 copies of Star Pendulum Graph, which is well over a playset. A playset of Joker, which I did not get in my last Pendulum Evolution box, so this is pretty cool right here. Playset of Super Jokers. Get 2 of Dragon, which that's about all you need. Whoops. Knocked over the Super Stack. Sorry about that. 6 copies, 2 playsets of Time Star Magician. You get a playset of Harmonizing. 5 copies of Black Fang. You get 5 copies of White Wing, which, like I said, unless you're playing the Zark version, you're not really playing this card too much. But I personally love the Zark version. So definitely no complaints there. Now, the only one you need to get a playset of is Pendulum Call, but that's okay because it's been reprinted at least once or twice. So definitely not going to have too much problem getting your hands on Pendulum Calls. This did not happen last box. I guarantee you this did not happen in my last box. 5 copies of Astrograph, that's actually pretty amazing. But I think I got 4 last time. Like, I know for a fact that I at least got a playset. I might have gotten 4, but I tell you right now, I did not get 5 Astrograph last time. So, 1 playset Double Iris, 4 copies of Purple Poison, and 7 copies of Time Pendulum Graph when you only run like 1 or 2 of this card in the deck. So for guys, $37, I have basically a complete main deck core of the Pendulum Magicians. And I definitely have all the Time Stars I need for the extra deck. And a couple of cards here you could use for the extra deck too. Like, where is it? Where is it? I know for a fact people like to play the Odd Eyes Vortex along with Odd Eyes Absolute. So people like to do that. There's definitely a lot of extra deck options you have here as well. Like Enlightenment Paladin, Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. Just so much things you can do with the extra deck. Like, that's the one thing you don't get a full thing of with this thing is the extra deck. But that's completely fine because almost everything is super cheap and reprinted anyway. So, sorry that took a couple minutes, but I just wanted to show you guys how I would definitely say Pendulum Evolution Booster Box is worth buying. Because if you go online, I got mine for $37, and I have one of the top tier decks basically in my hand right now. Just for that, not to mention a whole bunch of other cards I could use as trade baits or build interesting decks with them. So definitely, guys, I would definitely say Pendulum Evolution. If you're able to pick it up from your local card shop for a decent price, do it. Matter of fact, I recommend you support your local card shops. The only reason I didn't get it from mine is because my card shop doesn't carry this. But see if you can convince your card shop to start carrying Pendulum Evolution, because telling you guys, especially if you're new to the game, you want to get a box of this, because it definitely gets you in the right direction for all of your Pendulum Magician needs. So, if you guys liked this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And this has been Magician's Descendant, and you duelists, take care.